YouTube, what it do is your boy Benji, and we back in between the ropes. If you are new, please don't forget to subscribe. We're gonna get into it, man. Smackdown just dropped. We are a week out of WrestleMania, and I can't believe I just talked. I can't believe it. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. I'm gonna be a little bit upset, so please forgive me. But there's no excuse for this. Look, so the show opens up. Randy Orton comes out and talks about how he has no opponent. Nick Aldis, our GM, who sucks, comes out and lets Randy Orton know a thing or two about himself, and particularly how upset he was that he got RKO'd by Randy Orton last week. Randy Orton says, remember when I paid you double for the last time I RKO'd you? We're even now. Give me a match. Strangely enough, you RKO'd your boss, and you're asking for a match. And then when that doesn't work, he even talks about what his wife, which is a cool callback to Mickey James, but brother, that's not gonna get you a match. I'm cool with it though, because it's Randy Orton. You know what I mean? It's fine. And then Solo Sikoa shows up with Tama Tonga. For some strange reason, this dude Randy Orton cannot escape the Bloodline Vortex. Finally, though, we get to see Solo Sikoa on the mic, and then that's happy enough, and it reminds us all too. These two are not on WrestleMania. So Randy Orton tries to handle these boys. He gets jumped, and then of all people, LA Knight shows back up. So LA Knight is again still in the Bloodline Vortex, which I'll accept because he's facing Jacob at 2. So there's some cool lines here. Some funny jabber, and for some strange reason, Randy Orton and LA Knight decided to team up on a 2v2 against Solo and Tama at the end of the night. Doesn't look like Randy Orton cared about fighting Kevin Owens at this point. It seemed like he wanted to get a WrestleMania match because he was just on the show begging to fight against Kevin Owens, and now he's begging to fight somebody else. Whatever. I'll let it go. This probably had to be the worst part of the show for me. I'm not even gonna lie. So after that segment happens, I'm upset about, them calling to a 2v2 match, but whatever. Maybe there's something important that's gonna happen here. Liv Morgan and Raquel show up to watch a tag team gauntlet, and I don't know what I was thinking in my head that was going to happen. This was the worst version of it. Lyra Valkyria and Bayley form a tag team today, right after fighting on Monday for the Intercontinental Championship. They just say, heck, let's just form a tag team and go over to SmackDown and challenge for the tag team championships. Instead of making this Intercontinental Championship have any significance, let's just become tag team champions. Why not? The cool thing is we get to see the returns of tag teams who have not seen daylight, like Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, Pure Fusion Collective. But oddly enough, they get eliminated. Okay, I'm watching this, I'm like, oh, that's not too bad because they haven't been on TV in a long time. The crowd doesn't really like these women here, despite how talented they are. Then we get Natalya. And I keep forgetting Natalya's not retired. But Natalya and Maxine. Alright. Doesn't matter. They get cooked by a roll-up pin. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And then I started to sweat because it started to dawn on me. Are we about to get what I predicted? Like, there's no way I actually predicted this. And it's going to be right. We're going to get a Bayley and Lyra win. There's no way that, they're going to actually beat plenty of these teams who are actual tag teams. Right? Right. That's exactly what happens. Even strangely enough, Liv and Raquel literally just sit on the side and just watch. Instead of them being on commentary, adding some significance to this match, where we would have loved to watch the charismatic duo of these two women be on commentary, talk smack. That'd have been cool. But instead, they're just there. And since they were just there, if I was them, I would have been afraid of any other women in the match just coming in, putting their name on the contract, and inviting themselves to WrestleMania. Because that's what, they do on Raw. That's what they do with the WWE. Doesn't matter. So, the highlight of this match was Katana Chance and Kayden Carter showing up. I mean, again, they haven't been on TV in months for some strange reason. But this is their second match of 2024. I mean, 2025. They're the highlight of this match. I don't understand how these two women who are super baby faces, kind, sweet, soft-spoken, full of energy, charismatic, young, and up and coming, and they get no TV time. It's silly because you spent an entire year banishing one of your most popular women to the women's tag team division, and then you're following this this angle with Liv Morgan. So you send Bianca down, and now you send Liv Morgan down, and Bianca spends the entire year building up other tag teams, highlighting other tag teams, making it a point to get promos with other tag teams. So it seems like the tag team division is up and thriving again. Only for you guys to give Liv Morgan the belts and allow her to parade around with the belts with nothing to do. Liv Morgan, of all people, charismatic, full of energy, great, entertaining, and while her and Raquel brag about being the greatest tag team of all time, they get no matches. Bianca Belair was on TV almost every week fighting somebody on every show, even that NXT. Liv Morgan and Raquel do nothing with these belts. Why would you book them like that? To then have a gauntlet match a week before WrestleMania. So none of these teams matter because we haven't seen any of them on TV in weeks. And you give the titles, opportunity at least, to women who just created a team simply because they're more popular. This is ridiculous. This is exactly what WrestleMania has been this year. It's just a popularity contest. Nothing makes any sense. It's just ridiculous. At the very least, you could have built these women up with an opportunity. But they'd be the perfect people to go against Liv Morgan and them because they're up and coming and young and quiet. And they're full of energy and talent. You could have at least used them to get the crowd up and excited every week. Gosh. I mean, this movie here was amazing. Anyways, you bury those two women. And you get Michin and B-Fab an opportunity. Doesn't really matter. Even though Michin was a legitimate competitor for the United States Championship, she's back to being buried every week. And again, after probably what we're going to see from Bayley, which is going to be a turn, you effectively diminish the light of every single tag team. There's no solid challengers in the women's division because you haven't done anything over the last couple months since you gave the title to Liv and Raquel. This is terrible, WWE. It's terrible. And then I say, bro, there's no way while I'm watching this, no way the newly established tag team of the Secret Harvest is going to squabble and fumble like this. A former tag team champion, Piper Niven, and a former tag team champion, Isla Dawn. There's no way. These two women are not going to be able to win. Absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. They take the L. You just buried your entire women's tag team division in literally less than 10 minutes. Just for this. I would have rather you would have had Bayley and Lyra have her match, and then they continue to argue or something like that. There's a DQ, something like that, where it makes a little bit of sense. And finally, to try to smooth things over, you get a match. Hey, I want y'all to team up and fight for the tag team championship at WrestleMania. I would have you could have just rather did that. At this point, what the heck are we seeing? You know what I'm saying? This little callback like John Cena and Batista, and allow them to have this match instead of having it on Monday. Have it in the future. Make this make a little bit of sense. Anyways, Damian Priest is running out to the ring to have a promo cut, and he's interrupted by Drew McIntyre, who starts to beat the heck out of him. I'm actually not mad at this match. I'm actually not mad at this feud. I think these guys have done pretty solid, and it does make a lot of sense since, like Drew says, this has been building up for a year. Damian Priest has been a thorn in Drew's side. He's been upset at CM Punk, but he hasn't even been able to get his proper revenge on CM Punk because Damian Priest. Drew McIntyre too, though, but Damian Priest. He's been the one that's been intercepting any opportunity for Drew McIntyre to get the championship as well. So I'm not mad at this for you. The two of them are entertaining, and I think they can put together a solid match. And finally, we get a stipulation. Because there's no way all these matches with all this heat are just going to continue to be regular 1, 2, 3 matches. We get a street fight. And I ain't gonna lie. Damian Priest cooked with his last street fight. So I think this is going to be a good one. And with anybody, Drew McIntyre is going to make this 5. There was even a moment like pre-show where Tiffany Stratton was attacked by Charlotte Flair. And I'm actually not mad at this because I think that this would have actually built this feud up solid. And it looks like WWE is starting to make a solid pivot here from what happened last week when we were all upset at this promo. I think because he's been doing this. I mean, I'm not mad at it. They turned it into something that's solid because it seems like this match is going to be something to witness and just keep these women away from the mics. For some strange reason, though, I ain't gonna lie. There was a moment in which we saw ROXXANE return from the pits of catering and asked Nick Aldis for an opportunity at WrestleMania. Girl, you haven't been on TV. I'm not going to get upset right now. But anyway, she's interrupted by Tiffany Stratton. And Tiffany Stratton is all over the place, man. I don't know who this Tiffany Stratton woman is. Because one week she's trying to beg the crowd to cheer for her because she's worked so hard and she earned her opportunity at WrestleMania. And she earned her title. No, you didn't, ma'am. You stole money in the bank briefcase from Chelsea Green, and then you cashed in on your best friend when her back was turned. You didn't earn that belt. You barely even defended it. Anyways, she's back to herself, and she challenges ROXXANE. And then Nick Aldis is like, I'll think about it. That was strange enough. But again, I think this Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest match might cook. Drew McIntyre DDTs Damian Priest into the steps, and this steals his chain. Like, that was crazy work. Drew McIntyre is so good. Anyways, we additionally get Rey Fenix versus BERTO. This is like a solid match that a lot of us believed it was going to be. But this weird thing it seems to happen throughout the show where Santos is trying to then like give praise and glaze to Rey Fenix. Very strange. Don't really know what we got, but we got a good match out of it, so I'm not upset. This probably, I take it back to the tag team gauntlet thing. This probably had to be the worst part of the show. This is when I really got upset. I had to walk away from television. This is ridiculous. We finally get Zelina Vega back in action. This is her second match of the year. Zelina Vega, that all of y'all swore her moving over to SmackDown was going to give her the opportunity. She had, vignettes, promos. It seemed as if we were all excited for what they were going to do with Zelina Vega over on SmackDown. Now, since she's come to SmackDown, she continues to get new music every week that none of us even understand what the heck is going on. It doesn't match her character. It's bland. It's tasteless. Whatever. At least she's got her match against Chelsea. We finally have someone who might save this division. No. This match goes on for a couple minutes. Chelsea Green starts screaming frantically for where Piper may be. Girl, she was just in a match. She just lost. What do you mean, where is she? Whatever. Chelsea starts cooking. It looks like she's going to handily get away with this match. I mean, I was kind of excited to see what we might get. Because she starts beating the heck out of Zelina Vega. Even smashes on the announcer table. And then starts yelling at the commenters. And telling them to look for her secret harvest. What the heck do you mean? Why didn't they come out with you? So she finally decides to join Zelina Vega in the ring. And the bells hit. Everybody's confused. She was counted out. Guys. We haven't seen Zelina Vega all year. And this is what we get? Chelsea Green barely got any TV time over the last couple weeks because it's been spent highlighting the Secret Harvest. This is what we get? She gets counted out in 2 minutes. And not even counted out for any solid reason. Not even for her talking smack does she get counted out. Not even for her gloating and boasting. She's out there asking the commentators, where are Piper and Isla? Text them. I don't know, girl. And ZELINA walks over the ring. I beat you. I beat you. I don't even know where you go with this. If the angle is to try to say Chelsea Green can't win without her Secret Service, she would have won. She was like literally beating the heck out of ZELINA this match. But she got counted out because she was negligent. It doesn't mean anything anyways. Because you can't change hands with a title due to a count out. So what was the point of her getting counted out? Because was the championship even up for I don't even understand. Terrible moment of the show. Just like literally, I would like just there was no point in even having this match. This was stupid. And then we get quarterback Cody show up. Honestly, guys, I was done at this point. I left. I went to go to sleep. But I don't know. I just checked some of the quick clips before. I didn't really see anything that I missed out on. I mean, y'all didn't miss out on much either. For some strange reason, Cody goes out there and there's a bunch of belts that are adorning the tables around him. So I guess it's only pointing to the significance of the championship because he even mentions a bunch of people that had carried some of these belts and people he had to go through to get some of these belts. He even mentions Brock Lesnar, which I guess some people are excited about. I mean, don't know why y'all excited that he mentioned another man's name, but we got that. Waste of time. Whatever. I'm not gonna go with it. We do have a couple of segments backstage, like MELO Don't Miz. Talk to the Street Profits. At least this makes a little bit of sense because the Miz has finally become an OG that MELO will listen to. Miz has been some of the persons who have helped MELO get some W's and level up his rank on the main roster because it's possible that MELO, as confident as he is absolutely ludicrous how confident he is. But as confident as he is, he'll take some losses, and that could probably do a little bit to dwindle and dampen the confidence that he has. And he's turned away opportunities from a lot of dudes who are OGs and veterans. But it looks like he's actually going to be the one to allow the Miz to take him under his wing. I'm not mad at it. The Miz does mention a bunch of things that I think a lot of us are thinking. Like he talks about the Street Profits and it actually being a disgrace that the Tag Team Championships are not going to be on WrestleMania. I agree. Because there's no way we allow the War Raiders and the New Day to have a match. And these guys don't have a match. And after all the hot potato work, after all the back and forth that we've seen with the championship, after none of that happening, I mean, it's actually egregious that they don't get an opportunity on the main stage. I agree. So they mentioned they want the smoke, so I guess they're a tag team now. All right, whatever. Whatever, man. Whatever. Let's just get MELO some W's. And then again, like I said, I guess the match actually comes to fruition. Like 10 minutes after Nick Aldis said, I'm gonna think about it. Tiffany Stratton shows up to battle against ROXXANE. None of us know what happens to her and Bailey. And so I guess ROXXANE just gets used as fodder at this point. And she's getting the MELO treatment because this match I was kind of dozing off. You know what I'm saying? I woke up a little bit to see what was going on and I was just kind of dozing off. These women have similar outfits on. I mean, they were literally both in NXT at the same time. I don't even understand what's going on. And I agree with ROXXANE. Tiffany Stratton, why do you even have the belt? It's not like you did anything to deserve it. It's not like you know what to do with this moment. ROXXANE, thank you. Anyways, they had this match. They go back and forth. Tiffany wins, and immediately after she wins, she's attacked by Charlotte Flair. I'd rather you just have Charlotte interrupt it. Why do we keep having matches and where we built people up and have them take an L for no reason? I don't believe Tiffany trying to be a worthy opponent. She was just literally going toe to toe with Chelsea Green. I don't think she's unbeatable. How should she be able to hand up to Charlotte Flair? Why would you even have the opportunity to win? I should keep holding this belt up too. This woman has done nothing to prove to us that she's a worthy competitor to Charlotte Flair. Just go ahead and pass that belt over because we know what's going to happen. Silly. Like I said, the only unsuspecting thing that your WWE could do is not having Charlotte Flair lose the belt. And this could be a moment for Charlotte to actually reflect and grow. But it looks like they're just going to allow Charlotte to just give in to the heat. So whatever. So I went back to sleep. I mean, we had Randy Orton and LA Knight team up against Solo and Tama. Again, I was like in and out of sleep this whole match. At the end of the day, LA Knight ends up winning by pinning Tama Tonga. And he's then abruptly attacked by Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu just interrupt the match. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just, what's the point? All in all, this probably had to be one of the worst Smackdowns I've seen in a long time. Like, and I don't even want to be like that. Like, I'm not upset. The in-ring matches that we've got, for the most part, was solid. The women's gauntlet match was terrible. I mean, not even good. Like I said, there was a bright spot, and that was Katana Chance and Kayden Gardner. After that, the rest of the match was just abysmal. It's nasty. Silly work, as a matter of fact. Ray Phoenix and BERTO was solid. I mean, but we knew that was going to be. Ray Phoenix is like a cat on the ropes. This whole glazing thing, though, I didn't get that whole glazing angle. And again, we're like a week out of... It's just, we're a week outside of WrestleMania. What are we doing? I mean, the last three feuds ended the same way. We saw Drew McIntyre, boom, and Damian Priest. Damian Priest sneaks up and ambushes Drew McIntyre. We literally saw the same thing right after that. Because Charlotte Flair interrupts Tiffany Stratton ambush. Jacob Fatu interrupts LA Knight ambush. Randy Orton still has no match for WrestleMania. There's no direction here. And we're going to have a Street Profits versus DIY next week. The day before WrestleMania. And y'all think we're supposed to be spending this time getting behind ZELINA Vega, but we don't even know her entrance theme. This is just sick. It's just nasty work. This is just terrible. And the thing is, I was considering going to WrestleMania this year. I wanted to do it. I was planning the tickets. I said, this is going to be fire. This is going to be amazing. This thing is all over the place. It's literally just a popularity contest. We got a bunch of people that are popular, put their names on the card, even if the matches don't make any sense. Only sensible match that we could have seen if you would have watched last year's WrestleMania would have been Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. Everything else is foolish. I don't really care for the John Cena and Cody Rhodes match. I don't really care for anything other than, oh yeah, the Naomi and Jay, they cut a solid promo. That match is going to be interesting. At least the build up and lead up to it has been pretty solid. It's unfortunate that Jade and Naomi spent all that time in the tag team division for it to be relegated to what it is right now. Foolish. Randy Orton spent all this time with Kevin Owens battling back and forth to now have no match at WrestleMania. Have him jump in that Cody Rhodes match. F it. Choose a side. We did all the work to build line 2.0 to have none of these guys have a match other than Jacob Fatu. just getting thrown into a U.S. Championship match. This is bad. This is just bad. As always, y'all let me know what y'all think.